Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Poshcateyes Unfiltered. Today we are going to be talking about all things Beverly Hills. We will hop on the last episode that was the Beverly Hills Housewives. Very quickly though, thank you so much to my latest subscribers. We are counting up 300 with crossover, and I'm glad. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, go through my playlist. There is something that will keep you on here. Do not forget to share this channel with your friends and family. That's what we do. We share the love. For my existing subbies, thank you again for staying on the board. We are thankful. We are growing. We are steadily, patiently growing. Again, as always, like, comment, and share this channel with your friends. With that said, let's get into the nitty-gritty that was the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, rightly so, as you all know, the episode that aired previously ended with Crystal having an emergency medical episode whilst they were en route to pray at a church somewhere in Barcelona, Spain. By the way, they are still in Barcelona, Spain. So this was sort of a true curveball to the dynamics or to the planned event for the day. However, the episode opened with Anne-Marie. You all know she's in the medical field, so glad they had someone on board because this particular crisis was definitely major. I thought it was a minor thing with Crystal having all of the drama the night prior. You all know they all came for her, especially Anne-Marie, you know, trying to out her for backstabbing the girls behind their backs. Now, that was a bit confronting. For me, that would have been very confronting. And now, with all the event, the curvy, windy road to get to the church procession, it made for a dramatic moment. And guess what? Crystal didn't feel any better. The ambulance had to be called, and whilst they were en route or before the ambulance came, I think her blood pressure went haywire, and it was confirmed that her blood pressure was, I think, 180 over 40 or 60, and the normal blood pressure is literally way below that. And wow, I guess she caught it on time. We later got to find out that this is something that's pre-existing in her genetics, and her parents have also suffered from hypertension, blood pressure, high blood pressure, and so it's something that she is now coming to terms with because her blood pressure has now been confirmed to be high. So she, I guess, confirmed to have high blood pressure. Poor thing. And I would say personally that the event from the night before definitely led up to this. Crystal is not a confronting person. She is not someone that likes to be in the middle of a confrontation, and not surprised that this happened, and I guess she couldn't handle it. You know, you being out to have said something that maybe you have said, not knowing that it was going to get back to the girls, and it did get back to the girls, and not in a not so good way. So of course, I would have high blood pressure if I were her. But again, I'm not trying to mock or trying to play down what she has, which is quite major. The girls did continue on without Crystal, who was then taken to the ER all the way in Barcelona, Spain. Again, Anne-Marie did not forget to definitely get a thing or two here, trying to play the God's hero. At the same time, reminding the girls that just 24 hours prior, Crystal was mocking her profession. Now, I don't think Crystal mocked her profession. What I know, or what I remember from what I saw, Crystal was questioning her truth. She, according to Crystal, said she was an anesthesiologist, like she was an anesthetist, to now become an anesthetic nurse. That's two different things. You are a nurse, not a doctor. So if Anne-Marie is saying that Crystal mocked her profession, I beg to differ. She's actually questioning your resume, if in fact you are what you say you are. No, it's very clear as day that you are an anesthetic operating theater nurse. That we can see. You have given us evidence of that. But we were not privy to the conversation that happened prior that you assumed, or Christelle is assuming, that the narrative was you said you were an anaesthetist. So there we go. She did, however, raise the case that she came through for Christelle. Well, I'm glad you did, but the fact that you're rubbing it in makes it, not from the kindness of your heart. Well, the girls went into the church and said a quick short prayer for Christelle, and we saw Carl and Sutton having to have a Jesus moment with their friendship. I guess there's something in that church because they came to a kumbaya moment, and we saw them having a lovely time together, discussing how they're going to progress their friendship forward. We know these two have come a long way. They have been bickering all season long. And so this particular Barcelona or anointed church must have done something, and we are happy that, there is a step forward and it's a positive one, and hopefully it stays that way. The girls left the church, touched the base with Christelle, who is now well and truly in the hospital, and then they had lunch. Now, at this particular lunch outing, not before there was a few shopping. Well, I think Carl said it best. She's got a shopping addiction. I can't help her there, But there's one thing I like about this woman is they just don't care. They know how to utilize their card and max it out. I don't know how they do it, but it's fun to watch them just live a life of luxury. That is what we're watching. We're not privy to their lifestyle. A lot of us probably will never get to the status these women are in. And so again, it's a joy for me to watch them just be themselves and do what they do best, shop. But after the should I say the shopping fest, they proceeded to this particular lunch meet. And this is where, again, and this is one thing I don't know, Chris. Garcelle oftentimes likes to go back. Like, you would have a situation and then iron it out. Garcelle would also want to go back to revisit the same matter. And this is exactly what she did at this particular table. But the good thing is there was a positive outcome with this. Now, Garcelle brought up the situation that happened 4 nights prior to the Barcelona trip, where she had an altercation with Dorit after Dorit said something about threatening behavior or threatening manner or something. They had a sit down. We all know how that went. I recapped on it. You can go back. And this time in Spain, Garcelle decided to bring it up again. But I am glad that she had gone to internalize the conversation and reanalyze what she should have done differently during the sit down with Dorit, and she owned up to it. And how big of Dorit actually just let her express herself. And I'm hoping that you guys have put a pin on this thing, like this is where it ends, because we can't be having this conversation again. Dorit then went on to show a little bit of her softer side, talking about how she is Jewish, and we know the history of the Jewish people and how they've been persecuted. And so, according to Dorit, she understands that persecution. She understands that minority feeling. And she has never once felt Garcelle was anything but, on their level. And you know what? There's a positive outcome from this conversation. I just don't want to talk about it anymore. That's as far as I go with this one. And then Sutton, obviously, did I forget to tell you the theme of this particular episode? It was the Mercy send-off. Excuse the way I'm pronouncing this guy. This guy has been dead 20 years ago, and I'm exaggerating, guys. Yes? However, Sutton had refused to let this man go. And so this trip to Spain is to purposefully send him off and send him well. Now, I will tell you for a fact, the ashes are no longer in a Ziploc bag. She has bought some type of box for this particular ashes. Good on her. It's no Hermes or Chanel, but it will do when we compare it to the Ziploc bag the guy was in for a few years now. I shouldn't be saying that. Anyway, to kickstart this send-off, she is hosting a dinner date / a papaya class making session with some of her erudite friend. Now, guys, erudite seems to be people that are of a very high social standing in society. whatever that means. These people did not look like they had any high social standing in society. But again, I called it. It's my personal opinion. Do not come for me. Okay. Well, Trevor is one of the hosts, or like the guy S13 is hosting. He's coming with his dynamic friends, and we see the ladies rushing to get ready for this particular dinner date. They all look sleek, dressed to the nines, ready to go. I absolutely adore Erica's outfit. By the way, Erica went into this dinner high as a kite. She was lit, and it showed. She was so outspoken, not necessarily in a derogatory way, but she was able to express herself beyond what you and I would. Or especially when except you're under the influence of something. And she admitted to this much. Garcelle also dressed properly. I loved her outfit. Now guess what? Storm and his dad were hosting the night with the papaya making class. Garcelle now wants Storm's dad. I don't know. Storm's dad gives her access to Stormy, and what's happening here, I can't tell you. Do the maths, guys. Now they both look good. Now we can see where Storm got to look from. Papaya making went a success. The guests and the ladies all sat down for a nice Spanish meal. And during this meal, there was a few, should I say, erudite chatter of the expensive, should I say, classy, luxurious nature. I have no clue what they were talking about. More to do with Merce or whatever's career, how S13 met, what Trevor and his friend does for a living. There were just a few chatter. And guess what? Erica matched these people for what, because they tried to be very classy, very informative. Erica matched them on. Erica had all the information that kept the conversation going. Good. Kudos to Erica. I don't know if it was her being lit or the fact that she had led a life of luxury, surrounded herself with very luxurious people who are very words traveled and savvy. She met these people word for word and she matched them. And I was like, I am here for it. It was good. Might I say this? They came back to the house with Christelle back from the hospital. They all surrounded her, where she did confirm her diagnosis, and now she's on the medication. She's not going to be drinking. She's going to be pulling a cow this particular episode and just having the medication work the magic it's meant to do. And we could see her, coming to her own. Obviously, the issue with regards to what was said behind cameras wasn't brought up again. And I'm hoping this dies here. But these women are going to revisit this particular conversation. That I can tell you. But anyway, before I get ahead of myself, like I said, the night ended very well. There was the promise of taking Merce's or Marseille or whatever's ashes to an ocean front to splash this whole thing out. And this is where it kind of ended for us. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of talking points. There wasn't a lot of drama and effect. The only thing that happened was the dinner and of course Christelle's emergency medical episode. But we do know that next week we're going to see S13 having a mental emotional breakdown over letting go of Marseille's ashes, which pretty much went straight to Garcelle's face. So I think Garcelle would have inhaled some of Merce's genius, I guess. Don't be surprised if you see Garcelle tangling and cha-chaing from the few episodes, because the ashes literally, Garcelle breath took it in. She took it in. I don't know, the wind blew everything back out. But that's what we're going to be seeing next week. We kind of ended the night with S13 having an emotional breakdown. I cannot tell you why. She was crying. I'm crying. This is too much. It feels more like I'm reliving my experience with my dad. Guys, it's S13. She's very dramatic. So I don't know. And you don't even need to know, because it was just a little too theatrics for me. I don't do those. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to come here next week and run the recap. It's close to the reunion. I think we are like, maybe 4 more episodes to the end of this particular season, and I cannot wait so that I can go and try and catch up on Married at First Sight Australia. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Bye.